Hey, you know that I am a Elementor Page Builder enthusiast through and through. I love using it for my websites and training videos. But on my daily live chats that we do kind of daily, and they are live, a lot of people talk about the Bricks Builder. And a lot of them mention it and say, hey, you really do need to try it out. And, for a long time, I just use Elementor, but I can't deny the fact that, well, if Bricks Builder is getting so much momentum, maybe I do need to try it out, okay? Maybe I need to have a look at what we've got. So I have got over here a completely blank website. There is not a single plugin on this website. It's a fresh WordPress installation, right? There's nothing on it except the Hello Dolly World, whatever posts and pages that we're going to get rid of. I'm going to install onto here Bricks Builder. Now, for starters, what is Bricks Builder? It is a page builder. In fact, it's not a plugin. It is a theme. So whereas I'm used to using the Hello theme when I'm building with Elementor or WordPress, here we're now going to be using the Bricks Builder, which is a theme. So get your head around that. It's not a plugin, okay? But it is built to work with WordPress. There's a lot of things it says on here, for instance, in how easy it is to build. And here's the pricing, which I'll come on to in a moment. But there are things we are told about how you get full site editing, dynamic data. It's meant to be really good, responsively, and on the page speed as well in terms of performance. I'm looking forward to testing that out. But if we just have a look back again at the pricing, there is not a free option at the moment, okay? You have two. You either have the starter for one website, which is $79. It does say 99 there, and there's a chance it will go up eventually. I don't know when, so I would say if you're going to get it. Or you go for the 199 for unlimited. Now, this reminds me of the old Elementor package that I'm grandfathered in, where you got 1,000 licenses for $199. What a deal. However, prices have gone up for that. To like $1,000 now for 1,000 licenses. But here with the ultimate Bricks Builder, you get 199. Sorry, let me get that right. You get unlimited websites for $199. That's quite really, really good. And it says, look, it's fine with WooCommerce and things like that. So is it as good as what we see on here and what a lot of people are telling me as well? Well, I might as well have a go, right? Go to choose file, and I'm now going to add in Bricks 1.4. Bear in mind, there is a beta version of 1.5 at the time of recording, and I'm pretty sure that as time goes on, there will be other future versions, and it's probably going to get better. So this theme is now installed. By the way, I do want to make clear, though, this is the first time I am using Bricks. This is like, I've not had any testing. I've not gone in and really watched any videos or read any documentation. I'm just going in fresh. So if I start to find there's anything on here that I could have understood by reading documentation, I will point that out, okay? So I want to just go in and see how intuitive is it? How good is it? And how do I feel about it? Especially given that I love using Elementor Page Builder. So we are going to just activate the license. I can't deny that one thing Bricks have done with their getting started is it's a really nice, clean layout. And you get things like here about codes and like templates and stuff like that. And when we have getting started and how editing with Bricks works, if I go to getting started, look, you have some information here, which is very nicely laid out. And in terms of the start editing, well, it's got quite a nice interface, documentation explaining where you go and what you click. I really do like that, and I think that's useful for anyone who's not familiar with editing on WordPress. Now, we do have templates as well. Now, I haven't put any in at the moment, and I haven't imported any either. If I go to add new, okay, this is where you would normally build your header or your footer templates. You know what we normally do? So I am going to come at this from the Elementor point of view. With Elementor, you would have your templates, right? You go in and you create one for the header, the footer, the search results, the shop templates, product archives, all of that, okay? Pop-ups as well. This kind of works in a slightly different way. In what you do is you put your title in, and whereas with Elementor, we get a pop-up that says what type of template it is, do not ignore the box over here, which says template type. And you got header, footer, singles, section, archive, search results, and you do have error page. You probably can't see them because my face is hiding it right now, but that's where they are, okay? So that's where you would do your templates, right? And we are going to come back to this because I do want to create an example header template and then like a hero banner and hopefully make it look pretty decent. We also have settings over here as well. So where are you going to be using bricks? On the posts, on the pages? I would say, okay, from experience, leave your posts with the normal WordPress like look and feel, okay, how it is, the classic editor. You create a single post template using bricks, or what I would have done is with Elementor, okay? So only use it on pages, keep your posts with just WordPress normal. It's so much quicker and efficient to build out websites like that. I'm not going to enable any of this. Only the administrator can load up SVGs. I think that makes sense. And disable this, enable that. I'm going to leave all of this as it is at the moment. Okay, I'm not going to touch any of these at the moment. Let's go to Builder Access. Now, who can access it? At the moment, only I can as administrator and no one else can. We'll leave it as that. Code execution. So there's a code element in it, which we'll probably come on to in a moment. But I'm going to say only an administrator can do that. Let's save the settings there. Even though we got the templates over here, there is a setting for template as well. I'm going to leave these as they are as well. In terms of templates, in terms of the builder, do I want to disable autosave? I am actually going to disable that. Mainly because I like to be in control of what I'm updating and when I do it. I do like this feature though with Builder, so we could go with a light or a dark. I'm actually going to go with light, mainly because I'm very used to light layouts. You could go for the dark, so it'd be like a black interface or a darkish charcoaly one. But I'm going to go with the light just to test out what that looks like. We're going to leave the language as default. You could set it to English. Because that's what my administrator account has got on there. Toolbar logo link. Right. Okay, yeah, right. So there will be a link in Bricks from what I can tell about this. Okay, it says set custom link. If you click this link, and I'll show it to you, where is it going to take you? Do you want it to take you to the home page, to the dashboard, edit in WordPress? I'm going to go with dashboard. Because I think it would be really nice if I can just click a button, it just takes me into WordPress or wherever I want to go. Edit in WordPress. I'm not sure about that homepage. Well, if I want to go homepage, I'll already have a preview screen open somewhere anyway. So let's go for dashboard. And does it open in a new tab? I think open in a new tab is a good idea. And here's why. When you're editing on a website and you're working on something and then you need, I've got to go back to WordPress dashboard because I need to do something. If it doesn't open in another tab, you're going to go there and then go back again and then go, oh no, I need something else, and go back again. And then, you're back, you're like this to and fro. So I think open new tab is good. Confirm, delete. No, we'll let that go. Structure panel, auto sync. I'm not even sure what that means, to be honest. So I'm just going to say save settings. If you don't understand what a setting is, don't bother trying to understand it. Do you know what I would really love to see? Where it says auto toggle and scroll active element and structure panel, maybe a bit more of a description or even a screenshot, even a little video, so I can understand exactly what that does, because that means gobbledygook to me. But that's not a criticism. That's just me. I'm definitely going to disable emojis. I'm going to disable embed. Now if you got a YouTube video, embedding's not a bad idea, but I'm going to just disable that. Disable Google Fonts. Remember optimization. And later on, in another video, I'm going to do a comparison with Bricks to another test website, which has got nothing but Elementor on it, no optimization. How do they stack up against one another with a similar build? They will have custom fonts loaded, though. I will make that clear. But how do they stack up? Disable lazy loading? No, we'll leave disable. We'll leave that in. Disable jQuery migrate. We'll leave that in. And I'm going to leave that as is. We do have API keys. I'm not going to add any in. I do like it's got Unsplash there. That's quite nice. It's so recognized in the world of content creation, right? Unsplash there, but you can add in your APIs if you want. And we have custom code as well. Now, this is where I have to be honest, even Elementor give you the custom code feature, right? I prefer to use code snippets if I'm going to start dropping in JavaScripting. And you could say, but why? You've got it here. Why are you adding in another plugin? If I'm brutally honest, I find that if I've got everything laid out in Code Snippets Pro, because that's the way I roll, I can activate and deactivate, and I feel more secure with testing stuff as well. So even though this is great, I personally think every page builder out there just needs to go with Code Snippets Pro. Just create a bond with them, a relationship, right? Go and contact their creator, Verdi Hines, right? Great guy. Just do that, because I know this is good, but this is just me saying I like to roll with Code Snippets, right? I said Code Snippets Pro, but Code Snippets is free, right? Just use Code Snippets. It's great. Right, so we now have the custom fonts feature, and this looks really, really similar to what you're used to when I'm working with Elementor. Now, I'm going to add in Montserrat. So let's hit Add New. I'm going to type in Montserrat. I think I've spelled that right. And I'm going to call this be normal, and we are going to add in, hold on, let me just hit edit, and I'm going to upload the file. Now, this was a bit different. The normal interface that I normally do is you click this. Sorry, no, it's not, you don't even click that. Normally, when you add in a font, you go to another screen, and then you have all these options. Here, it's only allowing me to do WOF2, WOF, and TTF. Now, there are other options, but to be honest, WOF is WOF2 is the best one to use in terms of loading in fonts. TTF is how a lot of fonts are available. So in a way, this is kind of restricting you to how you're going to add it, which isn't a bad thing. Let's just add in Montserrat, and that's it. So when I'm building out the website, I'm going to be using that font, okay? Again, because I created some test websites on Elementor, using different methodologies just to look at the page speed and all of that. And I really want to go, right, what do we get here when we have similar images and colors and things going on? Right, back over to Bricks. We also have an option called sidebars. Now, with Hello, you don't get a sidebar unless you do some custom coding to add it in. I don't really use sidebars in my websites because I prefer to build things as they need to be rather than just having a static sidebar. Even when I come to do a post or a blog, when I do a single post template, I'll create a column or however you're doing it with Flex containers. I will then create the content accordingly. I don't always like to use a sidebar, but we do have the facility here. So if I type in sidebar, what a weird name, right? And we're just going to call it well, I won't even put a description, sod that. Create new sidebar. There we go. So if I go down to appearances and I go to widgets here, there we go. Right. This is what I was looking for. Where is it? Right. There we go. So I just created sidebar. I went to appearance widgets and straight away it's there. So I could go in now and start inserting something that's going to sit in the sidebar. Well, to be honest, I'm not really using sidebars, but that was pretty quick. Let's go over to pages like this. Go to all pages and let's create a new page. Let's do add new. And I'm going to call this home. Home, as in H-O-M-E. Just like with Elementor. And for anyone who doesn't use Elementor or anyone from Bricks that's watching, I do apologize because I keep mentioning the two. And this isn't a competition. This isn't me going, well, which one are you going to go for? It's more of a comparison because I would love to see a world whereby we do have great page builders and you go, right, I'm going to use that for that website. I'm going to use that for that website. Of course, Elementor will say, just use Elementor for everything. And Bricks will say, just use Bricks, right? And if you want to build a house, just use Lego. Oh, you get the drift. But I do really want to have a look at how they compare against one another because everyone keeps asking me. Edit with Bricks. We have the button here. So remember, I set this to go to the dashboard. If I click it, it has done exactly that. We have the help icon, which, this is good. I think this could be better. Because look, it's giving me page settings, but I'm not getting anything specific for footer, right? Look, if I do video, theme styles, that's not really video, is it? So I think this could be done a whole lot better. We have the option over here for contactors, so this will take me to contact them, which again is good. But for a help area, you know what I would really love to see? I would love to see better videos. Hey, Bricks, get in touch, right? Maybe I can do videos for you. I don't know. But I would love to see videos whereby if anyone uses Bertha AI, I've done loads of videos for them for all of their modules. So when you go to any module, there's a little bit of a 1 minute, 30-second video. Hey, this is what it does. This is how you use it. Here's the settings. Away you go, right? I'm just not overly feeling this. I've got to be really honest about it. We have pages over here. So at the minute, this is good. This is good. This will now give me my pages. So let's say I've got 5 pages. We'll test it out later. I can jump between the pages. Ka-ching, kaboom. I'm not now having to go into WordPress and open loads of tabs. Come on, that is good. What about history? Yeah, okay, I'm used to that. We're at the start. We ain't done jack all at the moment. Sorry, Jack, if you're watching. We have the settings. We have theme styles and page settings. Let's go to page settings first. We have general. Disable the header and footer. This is good. I have to pick Elementor Canvas if I want to get rid of the header and footer. But what if I want to only get rid of the header, but I want to keep the footer? I can now disable them individually per page. Site layout, well, boxed or wide, we'll leave it as wide. I'm going to test this out though, because what if I add in like a container? Because this is how a lot of bricks tends to work. Even though the site layout is wide, the container will be boxed. Site background, I like that. You can put in an image or a color, margins. I mean, look, container, light box. That's good. A light box setting. How many times is it when you've clicked an image and the image pops up, but you didn't want it to be the full screen overlay background? That is good, isn't it? Am I being a bit of a prat here? Am I talking out my backside now? But this is like really, really good. SEO. Ooh, hold the front door. What is this? We now have a permalink option, your title, and your meta description. And meta key. Hold on. This has got me a little bit, not puzzled, but it's frozen me because this is a theme with SEO. I'm having a crazy brain explosion moment at the moment, which is why I've kind of dulled down into I don't know what I'm talking about. Social media. Oh, now, hey. How many of you have built a website and you do a social media post, you put your URL in for one of your pages and a weird image comes out because Google has gone and attached an image to your website and it was an old image or something. It's not even your featured image. And you're kind of going, I don't want that image. This now allows me to set the image that I'm going to have. And it even links into Unsplash. By the way, you do have to get your API. I knew this was going to come on, but I wanted to click it to check. But you do have to put your API key in. A bit of a bummer there. You know, it'd been nice if you didn't have to do that. But SEO and social media, we haven't even built anything yet. And I'm already going, okay, this is getting crazy now. This is getting super crazy. Custom code, we're kind of used to this, right? You know, you'd have it for your page, you'll have it for your, I don't want to call them elements. What do bricks call it? Blocks. No, but that's like Gutenberg, innit? So what would bricks call it? People call the element widgets, elements or widgets. What would you call it here? Widgets? Cement? Oh, not cement. That sounds rubbish, innit? Sand. The sand. Every element in it is the grains of sand. There you go, bricks. Every widget on here is a grain of sand. And when you put the sand together, you build a castle. Wow, that should be a meme, right? So for each of your grains of sand, you can have your custom codes in as well. But this one is for the page. So far, that is pretty impressive. For a page setting, right? That is pretty impressive. Theme style. Select a theme. Right, okay. So it's asking me to put a style in, but I actually haven't got one in yet. I might just skip that one. We do have a plus sign over here, though, okay? So I'm just going to come out of that. It's called Elements. Hold on. It is called Elements, not grains of sand. Hey, Briggs, change it to grains of sand. You could be creating, you know, like someone might do a song about it. Sowing the grains of sand. Right, so let's say elements. And there we go with all of our elements. I prefer grains of sand. Sand molecules. Sand molecules. Molecules! Or grains. Sorry, I'm being crazy now. We do have the reload canvas. So if I do that, you can reload, which is quite good. It saves you having to go up here and hit return, which is what you would normally do. And then you get the reload option, right? And then it reloads it. You just do that and it reloads. So that is good as well. It's like the cement mixer, isn't it? Bricks, the cement mixer. We have desktop, we have the tablet, we have the mobile landscape, and we have the mobile portrait. So loads of people have issues with how some page builders don't give you that. So what you then have to do is create your own breakpoint, but you get it out the bag. Now, this screen at the minute is set to a desktop, but this is set to be a width of 992. What if I want the width to be 1:200 like that? Okay, can you now see the whole... I'm using a MacBook Air, by the way. If I was on my super 49-inch monitor, I would have a lot bigger space and estate. But I've set this to be 1,200, just for the sake of it. And everything on here has shrunk. If I... Now, where is it? Where's that chevron? There it is. It's a bit weird how you got to move your mouse over before you hear the see it. Look, and it's a bit fiddly, that chevron. I'd love to see that change. Now, at the minute there, can I now put this to be 100%? It allows me to go up to 98 because I've got rid of the elements on the left-hand side. So you do have to get your head around the fact that if I bring that back, it's only going to allow me to see, it's going to shrink everything to be 74% in terms of size so I can see the full screen. So bear that in mind, okay, when you are working on things. And I would say in this scenario, you're best to have another monitor. And what I really want to get to is here. We have preview mode. So this is preview mode. If I was building this website and I had another monitor attached, I would have my edit screen and my preview. So I get to see the full preview. Of course, you can do view on front end as well. But I think, I would, if I do view like that, so now I get the viewing on the full site, I would put this tab, right, that you can't even probably see me moving it. I would put that on another screen or have it on a bigger monitor side by side so you can see it. Otherwise, I feel that you could get mixed up with... When you do it like this, it's going to look really small because it's less than 25% reduced, right? You could have an image on here and you go, oh, I've got to make the logo bigger. Yeah, but when you view it on 100%, the logo is now too big. So just bear that in mind, okay? You got to get your head around that. You have the options over here to undo and redo, obviously. You have structure. Right, this is the structure pane. So that is going to be, if I'm correct, the navigator. For where you see, like, you know, in the old days, your section and columns and all of that. That is what that will be. So we can get rid of it. And as soon as I do that, we have 98%. I can't shrink that down any further. But yeah, okay, we can show that. We also have a folder for templates. We have the button for publish, which normally in Elementor would be down here. We have edit in WordPress, which would be fine if you were going to be jumping around, you know, between WordPress Classic Editor or Bricks, which you wouldn't do. Preview, but then we have Save Draft. Now, if I click Save Draft, beautiful. That was quite funky. It has now saved a draft. Where has it put the Save Draft, though? Let's just go to templates over here. So we have templates. We haven't built any yet, therefore that is why it's blank. But we also have community templates. I have to be honest, why would I know this was Infinity? I would rather have category. So if I type in about, can't even spell about. If I type in about, I get some about pages. But really, if I was like to type in a dentist or portfolio, I would like them to be categorized like that. I think there's always a danger that if you just create, like there we got product archive. See, that's better. Bundles, digital. I mean, look, let's be honest here. What does reality and sizzle mean? What is that? If I'm honest, that is meaningless in terms of a bundle name. Type. Okay, here we get the types now. So let's go to single post. Hopefully single post templates. This isn't very expansive in comparison to what I would normally see on Elementor in terms of templates and stuff. But got to be honest here. I hope this grows, and I think it will grow. There is a community for bricks already. There, they have their groups, they have their forums. I really hope this grows. I really do. Okay, right. Let's just close that down. Refresh. Okay, we can refresh it. Create a template. So this is good. I can now create a template without having to jump back out into WordPress to do that, as I would do with Elementor. Save as a template, import as well. And obviously, if you were going to use one of these, you could decide, are you going to import the images? Replace content with template data. Yeah, okay. Right, so let's go back into Elements. Let's now actually try and build something. Let's click on template, and I'm going to hit plus over here, and I'm going to say that we are going to create a template. So we're going to call this the header template. It will be a header, obviously, and I'm not going to use any of these bundles or anything like that, and we're going to do create template. So template is now created. So I have the option to delete, I have the option to edit, export, maybe I want to import it elsewhere to another website or even preview. Well, there's bugger all there to see it in a minute. Let's click edit. I am going to create a very, very simple template. One thing I will say, though, is that I actually haven't created a menu. So what I'm going to do is, well, let's test it out. Does Bricks allow me to create a menu on the fly, or do I have to go back into WordPress? So the first thing I'm going to do is insert a container. We're going to have one container like that. I'm just going to go over here, click this button for the edit. And this is now where I get to decide how is this container going to be laid out. If you are not familiar with containers, then I strongly recommend you watch the Flex Container videos that we've done, which even though they were built with Elementor, there is one short video I did which talks about the alignment and things like that. What I'm going to do here is have a heading or a headline, which will just say something like bricks. And I want to have a menu. And the idea is that I want them to be in line with one another, but I want them to be spaced between. So I want a space in between. What I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to get used to what the settings that we have here. So we have display as flex. Okay, block. Oh, okay. We're going to leave it as flex. There will be no need for a wrap because I'm just going to have two items like that. There's no need for item 2 to go under item 1, depending on the width of it. The direction is vertical. I'm going to go with a horizontal. So this is a row. So remember, in Elementor, we have rows and columns. And we can reverse them as well. So they have reversed row, reversed column, and all of that. I did that the wrong way round, like that. So we're going to have a row. So I'm going to have two items. The alignment will be starting at the start. It will start at the start. Starts over here. If you do center, the items will sit in the middle. I will have the main axes be in, let me get this right now. The main axes will be a space between. So when I drop the items in, they will go like that. Okay. And the crosser line, so where does it sit in that container, will be centered. And I will revisit all of these again when I've added in the element, just in case I've got it wrong. We're going to leave this as it is. Right. So just have a look at that. Background. Okay. So this is where you do your flex container background. Am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to have this header overlap the hero banner section. So I'm not going to set any background here at the moment. I'm not going to do any border, no gradients. I mean, this does at the moment make sense. It really does. And I do think you would have to play around. So if I added in 2 colors, you would then start to do your angles and things like that. But let's just try it. So let's just go for a black color, right? So that's color 1. Let's then add in color 2. Let's go for a red like that. If I go to color 1, I'm going to say this stops at 25, right? And this color, well, we'll leave it as it is at the moment. In fact, no, we'll go with 25 as well. So that is how you would get the block gradient. You know, when you don't want to have it faded, and you want to have like the hardness of it. And let's go with an angle of 50. Now, what I do like with Elementor is how you have the slider, so you can slide it. This feels, I don't want to say old-fashioned, but the fact that you've got to kind of do it manually is a little bit, there is a little bit of an old-fashionedness about the fact I've got to enter in the value. So I would have liked to have seen that with the slider, but that's just me. Let's get rid of that color. Let's get rid of, delete. Are you sure? Yep, delete it. Now, why is it not deleting? Am I sure? Yes, delete. There we go. And let's get rid of that one. There we go. I probably wasn't clicking correctly there. Shape dividers. Okay, there's some shapes there, but I'm not going to do a shape divider. Let's get rid of that there. Transform. Okay, yep, transforming. CSS, like I said, you would add it in for your individual element. From what I can tell, this is looking okay. So let's now drop in. Sorry, I've probably gone over this like really slow, and you're sat there going, oh, this is so boring. No, I'm just kind of, for the first time that I'm playing with it, okay? Let's now add in a heading. So I'm just going to go in here. I've seen it, but I wanted to check that the search bit works. So let's drop in a heading like that. Let's now click that head. Now, let me get rid of we can see over here, we've got container and heading has now appeared. And I have the option to delete it, duplicate it, or edit it. I am just going to get rid of that just so we get a bit more visualization over what we're looking here. I'm going to edit this heading. At the moment, it's too close to the container. We'll add in some padding later, but for now, I want to go in and just check what we have here. So I'm a heading. We're going to change this to be bricks container, right? You can change your tag, so that's good. H1, H2, H3, we'll put it in as a H1. The type, hero or lead? I don't know what that means. What does hero or lead mean? I don't know what that means. Please someone explain it to me in the comments. Like Fico moment going on here. The type, I don't know what that is. Primary, secondary, Okay, so I've obviously missed a step somewhere. Right, I know what I've missed. There must be a setting over here for the colors. So where would that be? So I think I've worked it out. And I had to have just a think. I just stare at the screen for a minute. Over here, I completely skipped the theme styles earlier. If I go here and okay, let me give it a name. Let's call it test style, like that. This is where we will now start to add in our fonts and colors from what I can tell for what we're doing. The first thing we have is conditions. And this is interesting because is this going to be applied? Oops, sorry, that wasn't right. Oh God, I'm duplicating. Okay, this is a little bit fiddly, but it's not the end of the world. If I click this, is this whatever I set here, these styles going to be applied on the entire website? So you could create a different style for your front page. Not sure why you would do that. I mean, I can understand maybe, but I wouldn't do that. So whatever I set here will be applied to the entire website. So that is our condition. Of course, you can exclude as well. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. Then we have general site layout. Okay. So this again is back to what we were kind of with the page settings. So for the entire website, the site layout will be wide. The containers and all of that, I'm going to leave the width here to be 1100. This is where we could change things. The colors. So this is where we do the color, the primary color. Right, now I'm getting it. The primary color is going to be white. Okay. In fact, that's not even white. Why has that not gone to white? Now that's interesting. I thought that was white, but it's not. Does that look white to you over there? I thought that was white, but it's not. So let's just do F, like that. Okay, so we're going to have a white color there. The secondary color, I'm just going to go for a full-on black, and this isn't even black, but let's just put it in as black. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7, isn't it? There we go. So I'm at the minute just setting primary and secondary colors like that. I am going to have another color though. Let's just go for, let's go with that color there, and a dark color, we'll go with that one there. I'm not doing this in a very scientific way. I'm just testing out. Content. Margins. Oh, okay. Will there always be some spacing? So if I was to go in and put 50, is that going to suddenly apply that to all of the content? I will probably test that out in a separate video one day. Links. What is the color scheme for them, right? The typography. Okay, so that makes sense. This is the one, though, I'm really interested in. So I'm going to say all headings and all body. For the body, everything will be Montserrat, the font that I preloaded in. So I'm going to go to font family and I'm looking, there we go. So in Elementor, the custom fonts are above the standard. Over here, it's the other way around. So let's put that in. I'm not going to set any weight because we'll do that on the fly. Okay, we'll leave that as that. Just make sure it's definitely picked it. Yeah, Montserrat. Let's go to the headings and let's now set the family over here to be Montserrat as well. Remember, I'm setting this for the entire website, okay? So all headings and all body. Okay, we can skip the rest of that. And now, right, okay. So this is where, if I was to go to button, I could set the style. It's almost like a global widget. So I can straight on the off set what everything is going to look like. So even though I've said entire website is Montserrat, I could go in here and set the typography for the buttons to be Relato, Railway, Pop-ins, right? You could do all of that as well. Does that make sense, what I've just said there about that? So you could, if you want, set global widgets in a way, because that's kind of what it's doing, isn't it? So like your search one, you start to define what it's going to be. Sometimes I like to do things per widget as I'm building it, because then the widget might be slightly different to another button or whatever. So the global widget isn't a bad idea. In fact, you know what? I'm going to test something. So let's go to nav menu, right? Let's set the typography for this nav menu. No, let's set the size of it. Let's set the size of it to be, let's go for 30 pixel. And let's set the color of it to be, let's go for a blue color. Can I override the global widget when I'm actually editing the widget or the element, the grain of sand, whatever you want to call it, the molecule? Can I do that? So when I've set it here, can I override it? Because that's not bad then, is it? You could set all of your standards, but you have the power to override when you want to override. So let's just test that out, okay? What I do like is that it's put a red dot there. So if I hit the X, I could probably get rid of that style that I've applied. Okay, so let's test this out. Let's go back in to, I want to just go over, right, so I want to go to this, bear in mind though, this container will be transparent. So I'm going to go to the container, I'm going to go to the style, and I'm going to go to the background, and I am assuming, I am making a big assumption here, sorry, background. No, that is the background, yeah. I am going to assume that that is a fully transparent background, because I'm not putting in any color at the moment, right? Actually, no, I lie. No, I'm going to go in and do transparent now. But before we do the transparency, I am going to pick another color just so that we can test out how this looks. Because if we have the white lettering, you can't see what's going on. So let's now go to layout. And I'm going to say that this has some padding for the entire container. So we're going to put the link button on. And I'm going to go with a 10. It's doing what we think it would do, okay? I'm now going to go to elements over here, and I'm going to add in a nav menu. Can I do that on the fly? So let's just scroll down. Where is the nav menu? It'll be somewhere over here, but let's just type in menu. Let's drop that in. I like the way it's putting it in. It's actually putting it in the middle because of the settings I did for the container. Do you remember? With the alignment and all of that. So let's drop it in. And we have container, heading, and nav menu. So far, that is pretty simple. And you can see the nav menu has put in the blue icon at the moment, or the blue color that I picked. Let's go to appearance. Let's go to menus. Let's just call this one main menu. Let's create it. I am rushing the gun over here, right? So let's just go over here. Let's just publish this page, because at the moment, now where was the publish option? And there is one thing that confused me, and I had to stop and stare and go, where's it gone? Is that I've returned back to the page, because obviously I need to publish it so that the home page is visible, so I can just add it into the menu. But do you remember the publish button? It was like the power icon for the Xbox and whatever and all that. It used to be over here. That has disappeared, and I can't quite understand why it's not there. Is it due to the size of the screen? So I've just gone like that, and it's just not appearing whatsoever. So I don't know why it's disappeared. Now, what I am going to do is just like refresh the entire page. And even on refreshing, it didn't reappear. So what I've done is I've gone to pages and I've clicked home like that, and then it reappeared. Now, I don't quite know. Maybe in beta 1.5 or other future versions, that will always be visible. Someone, please point out in the comments, why was the publish button not there? But anyway, let's hit publish now. So now it's published. So look, it's disappeared again. And I'm a little bit confused. Why? Where is the publish button going? Now remember, because I've refreshed the page, technically, maybe that's the reason why, because I was in the header and not the page. I don't know, it's a bit confusing. I can't edit this until I click edit header, right? Which isn't a problem, because we can jump, because over here I've got my page, and over here now it's opened a new tab with the header template, which is quite good. So if we go to this nav menu and I go to the search icon, not the search, there you go, down here, nav menu, I'm now going to pick main menu. I mean, it's already done it anyway, but that's how you would have done it. But if I go here to edit, we've got a global setting for a blue font. If we go to style and I go to typography and I go to color, can I pick white? And the answer is no. I can't. So the whole global widget thing is a good idea, but I can't on the fly adapt it. So if I go to font size and I set this to be a 5, in fact, I'm not going to go 5, let's just go with 16. It just doesn't change anything. So if I now go to my settings, theme style, let's go to nav menu. Let's do where was it? Nav menu there. I'm going to get rid of this typography, right? When I get rid of the typography, now it is. And so I am a little bit, I like the global widget functionality, but at the same time, I can see it being a bit of a hindrance in the way I like to work. So this at the minute is like a 16, so let's just make it be, in fact, I don't even like to use pixel. I use REM, so we'll go with 1.5. Bear in mind, this looks really small right now, okay? Don't forget that if we just save this and do preview, okay, if you are viewing this on a full screen, hold on, what we got going on here? We've got this empty space here. So I've aligned the container to start at the start. If I go for stretch, yeah, there you go, look. Can you now see it's done it? That was my mistake. I should have gone with stretch. Bear that in mind. You want it to be full width, you got to stretch it. Ooh, I was a bit of a worrying moment there. So what we've got is a very basic header, okay? I'm just going to change the text on here as well in terms of style. Let's just go with typography and set this to be, leave it as white, set this to be REM, and let's just put it as a 2. No, 2's too small. Whoa. Okay, so again, this is one of those things where when I hit the up button, it's jumping up into 1 digit. It would be nice if it just went up in decimals. So if I put 2.1, no, you see, look, it's doing it again. That's a bit, again, it's something where I feel like I've got to type. I would rather just hit the up symbols and it goes up, bit by bit, but it's not a criticism, just a recommendation. Let's just set the weight of this to be about 500. No, 500 didn't do nothing. There we go, 600. Okay, we'll leave it at that. I am going to come back and change this heading, by the way. So in a very long-winded way, I've just created a basic header. And I know I'm taking really long to do this, but it's the first time I'm using it. I created a layout in Elementor, and this is using the Flex container. And again, it's a similar layout where you have like one header, which is one container, and you got your space between for your menu and your... This is meant to be a logo, but it's just a headline header, right? Then we have one container, and we have like, you know, again, the rows, the wrap, and all of that, alignment in the middle, you know, so buttons, everything is one container, not container within a container, one container, okay? So I want to replicate, can we get that kind of look over here? So let's just go in and do, we're going to do full width. I mean, it's weird when, I have to say, it's weird when they call it sectiony. I've just noticed that because it is in effect container. Am I right? Anyway, let's just go with that. Right, so we got a plus over, right, so why have we got two pluses? What's this? This is the container, and that is the section. So we've got section and container. Oh, okay. What happens if I get rid of that container? Can I drop an element? What happens if I drop an element inside? Let's do it. Let's drop a header in. So a bit of a moment there, right? I had it in a container, but then it was a section and then the container. Did I need to add in the container? I don't know. Let's try this out. So let's just go back to the section for now. So we clicked on there. Let's go to the content, and we are going to say that this will be a stretch. This will be, we won't go for space between, but we will put this in the center in terms of alignment. The cross alignment will actually be on the start. Okay, so we'll have everything over that side. And will we have wrap? Yes, we will have wrap, because I will be doing that. And the direction will be vertical. No, actually, no, it'll be horizontal, because it will be a row. So let's put this to the start now. Yeah, remember, you got to get your head around rows and columns and where things start and stop. Let's go to the style. Let's go to the layout. How big will this be? I'm going to set this to be a VH100. Okay? VH100. I'm going to set the background for this to be the black color. Like, now I did set these background colors, didn't I? Didn't I set these colors? So why is it not brought through those colors? Might have been something I didn't do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So there we go. Oh, no, I did set the colors. What am I doing? Get rid of the background color, right? Get rid of the background color. Click the color. And if I scroll down, I don't know if you can tell what I'm looking for. I'm looking for where has the primary gone? Where has the list view? Where has the colors gone that I set? So if I go to typography and I click here, where has the primary and secondary? Do you remember I set all those colors? So I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here, because I'm not seeing my primary or secondary colors. I've checked the theme styles. They are definitely set there. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to pick this color, but I'm going to make it be full on black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. Okay. I don't know why. I'm not seeing what I thought I would see. It's got me a bit puzzled. I have to be honest, it has got me puzzled. Right, back to the section. I'm just going to go to this heading. And I'm going to see that I called it Let's Test the Page. Let's go to that. Let's go to content. Let's change the wording there for Let's Test the Page. I'm not worried about the tags or anything like that. Leave it as it is. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Type. Style, sorry, not type. Style. So I go primary now. Now it's in. So let me go back to the section. And I go to content. Where was it? Why is it not there? It's got me a little bit perplexed, I have to say, because if I go to heading on the tab content, I can pick the style. On the section, I can't. Where is it? So let's set the alignment for the cross axis to be in the center like that, because eventually you'll have loads of stuff popping up and all of that. Now, I'm going to hit save for now, right? And I am just going to go to edit the header again, because I now want to get the header to sit kind of underneath where it needs to be. No, over. the hero banner, right? I'm going to go in about -68 like that. However, the problem is though, is that the hero banner at the moment, as it's gone up because of -68, it's now overlapping the heading that I had at the top. So now what I've got to do is work out where is the Z index, and there it is. I've just seen it now in the style. I'm going to go back to my header, go to container, go to style. No, sorry, it's in content, wasn't it? No, where was it? No, it is style. Yeah, it's in style. It's in layout. Come on, get with the program, everyone. Go to Z index. I'm just going to set this to be a 999 like that. Okay, let's just save that. Go over here. Let's just save this as well and refresh the page. And now it is kind of, the header is in front. So bear in mind, this does not look exactly like what I got here. That's not the full-on basis. I just wanted to play around and get a feel for how bricks works and stuff like that. So let me just quickly get another one of this in. How does it look? The quickest and easiest way to do is if I just go over to heading here. If I hit that, then I'm going to duplicate it. Remember, though, that because we are doing wrap, it is going to wrap to sit side by side. So let me just change this heading. If I click on layout, what I'm going to do is make the width of this be bigger. So I'm actually going to just change this to be percentage, and I'm going to go with 100 like that. Now, as soon as you do that, the next one now sits way, way below. So let me just go over here. You know how earlier when I was using this, I went and took away the container. So when I added in the first section, there was a container there and I removed it. What I need to do is put the container back in. So let me go to elements over here and let me pick up container. And one thing I do like though about this is, well, I have to drop it there for now. And the container now is kind of within the section, but it's kind of above the heading. So let me put the heading to be within the container like that. And now it's working. That being said, though, I better just double check what I've done. Sorry, let me go back to section. So this is now a row and we have the wrap. I don't really need to mess around too much with this because it's more to do with the container. So sorry if I'm not making sense here. If I go to the container, I'm going to set this up to be a row. I'm also going to ensure that this has got the wrap as well. And look, it's now wrapping in what we expected. It's going to be in the center. The cross axes will also be in the center. And now over here, I can decide what the layout is. Now, this could be in the center, towards the end, or however you want to do it. So I'm just going to have it set as the start like that. If we now go for preview, that is now looking better. However, can you see this big white space here? The big white space, let me come out the preview, is because this section at the moment, now I have to have a stop gap, think about this. If I set this to be a stretch, it's not that. No, it is that. Sorry, I wasn't sure if it was the container then. So the section now is stretching fully. The container here, I don't have to hit stretch on here to go that way because I don't want it to go that way. I want it to be a row. That is now stretching across the page. Let's now get back to replicating what I had before, adding in the content one by one and going through all the stylings. I think you're probably getting used to now the way it's been built. In that, you know, it's not that dissimilar to what you would do in many page builders or even Elementors. So I can just go in and start to mess around with the typography. The key bit I am interested in is this divider line I have here. So if we go over to elements and I go with divider, yep, we have a divider line. So let me now just drop that in there. Let's now just set the divider line up. So let's go to style. Yeah, we're in style. Let's just go for this gray color. Okay. Now, the divider line I had here isn't a full on 100%. I think it was about 80, 85% or something. Can I change that? So if I go over here, so in fact, I'm trying to work this out now. The content, I went for the style color here, but that was typography. That was wrong. Content, let's set the color over here. Let's set the width of this to be, let me think about this now. Let's set the width of this to be, let me do it in pixel and go for 300. Now, at the moment, I'm not seeing anything. It is 1 pixel in height. I'm still not seeing anything. It's probably because I've got the grey outline over there. 300 pixel. Let's go with a 1 line. It's a solid line. It's a horizontal. It's aligned at the start, and we've got a color. Right, let's just save that, and let's just preview. And there we go. It is not a bang-on replica of what we have here. That's not what I'm fully trying to achieve. I just want to kind of understand, can I build it, and is it working okay? What I will do, though, is go to the style, go to the layout, and I will say, give me about 20. No, we'll go bigger than that. Give it about 30 like that. If we now preview that, that's now looking a little bit more better. What we now have is a text editor, so let's pick that up. Let's go over to our page. Let's go to elements. And I think once you start to get into the flow of what you're doing, you start to pick it up really easily. We got a basic text and we have a rich text. Now, if I pick up the basic text and drop that in over there, it's actually gone into the wrong place. Let me just move it over here. That's weird. It's gone outside of the container. There we go. Now it's in. Let's just go to content. Let's just put in our text like that. All right, let's just go for a 2.2 there. Now, we are going to do the custom width again on this. So go to layout, and I'm going to set the width of this to be a percentage, and I'm going to go with about 60%, something like that. Again, remember, it is not a bang-on match to what we had before. It's more about the functionality, especially with the buttons. So let's go over here, and let's pick a button like so. And let's just drop that button to be below there. I do like this though. Can you see it? In fact, I'm just going to move myself a little bit out the way here. Like that. If I pick this button up, right? Let me just do it again. If I pick this button up, can you see how you get the little pink line? And if I move a little bit more, the pink line actually moves to increase in size because you start with it's in the container. If I go a little bit there, it will now be outside of the container. No, hold on, I've got to think about it. It's outside the container. Whereas if you go here, I'm now getting myself confused. Where does that button actually sit? I think I need to experiment with that. Anyway, we got a button, right? And our button is now kind of sat side by side because it's wrapping. So I'm going to go to my basic text, and I'm going to make this be actually 100%. But I am going to go to the inside of the text, and I'm going to say on the right-hand side, give me about let's go with more than that. Go with about 300. So it wraps it, and the button is now below. And I'm going to give this some margin of about 30 as well. In fact, no, we'll go with 40 there. Okay. And I'm just going to modify the style of this button. So the typography, font family is still going to be Montserrat. And we will make the weighting be 400. Don't know why. Why is it only giving me 400? Look, I'm going to let that go, okay? I'm just going to let it go. Right, we got a button there. I just want to check, though, the font style. One thing we are missing in typography is... where is the setting to make this transform? Oh, there it is, uppercase. It's not missing. Hands up, it is there. Right, we are now going to make a duplicate of that button. Okay, so we got it side by side. Let me just move myself a little bit there. Right, so we got another button. We'll just call this one bricks, just so we know what we're working with here. This again is side by side. I'm going to go to the style, the layout, and I'm just going to say, give me about, just go with 20. In fact, no, 20 is too small. Let's go with the 30 there. You could obviously, go into the background of your button. Let's go with a pink. No, let's go with a darkish color like that. In fact, what do we do here? Yeah, all right, we'll go with dark. What has got me perplexed is why on this button can I not change? Oh, now look at that. It changed. Why did it change for that button and not this button? Oh, a bit of a bug there. I don't know, bit of a bug there, right? Okay. There was a bit of a bug. Right, let's now get a image. So we are going to drop in a image, and I'm just going to drop it in down here and move it to sit under the button. Now this image is actually going to be a absolute image, so I can just position it where I want. Okay, so at the moment for the image, if we go to content, if I go to select, we don't actually have anything added here, so I'm just going to upload an image, and I think it would be this one here. It's a WebP image. So everything I do is a WebP image. It's a pretty big image, 1920. You would obviously size it accordingly, okay? I am going to go to the style of this button. Let me just check what I did here. There was a rounded corners. Okay, so let's just go to the border. We go border, we go radius. Let's go with 25 there. Yep, okay, we'll do that. We'll go to let's set the size of this image. We'll leave it as that, so it's the full resolution. We'll leave it as a fit. We'll go to style, okay? And the sizing, I think it was about 500. No, it's bigger than 500, isn't it? Oh no, don't forget, you got to look at it on your preview. 500, actually it is. And that's what I mean about the fact it shrinks the size down. I thought that was too small. It's not. What we're now going to do is go to the position, and if I make this be an absolute, okay, and I'm just go, ooh, let me just move that image. So with Elementor, I can pick the image. Now you see, look, it's not allowing me to drag it. It's not allowing me to drag the image. I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone here. Normally, I can just pick the image up and move it around. I can't do that here. So very quickly now, okay, and you might not care about this, this is the bricks container page. It is not stylized exactly what I did here, okay, with the menu or the exact image placement or the buttons, because I was only playing around with it and making sure, you know, how easy is it to build and all of that. A bit of thinking required, but you can get there. The thing I want to do now is check how does this look on Page Speed Insights, especially because Bricks says it's got, you know, optimization and stuff like that. Now, this is the containers page. Ignore the mobile, okay? Please ignore the mobile. On the desktop, it's 84. And I've done another video looking at this previously, but it's getting 84 on the mobile, okay? This is the desktop on the Bricks website. This is the Bricks website. It's 100. I've not even set it up. What? Let's just go back here for a moment. 62 and 84. The recommendations are eliminate render blocking resources, and you get all of this, you know, gunk. It is a custom load font, but I haven't added in any. I have custom loaded it, but I haven't done the full on optimization preload and all of that. But you know, you're getting some stuff there. 62 and 84. Bricks gets 100 on the mobile and 100 on the desktop. Like, hold on, right? Just hold on a minute. These are both on a SiteGround server, right? And I've run them at exactly the same time. I even ran it during this video, and I wanted to check again at exactly the same time. I'm getting practically the same score. We do have a bit of render blocking, but this is kind of a tiny bit expected. Reduce unused CSS, and look, the font is preloaded. It's coming through. We're not getting any issues. And 6284, this is no way optimized. I mean, look at it. This is not optimized. Let me go back to the Bricks page, right? Look at this. Watch what happens when I go mobile. That is not optimized at all. In fact, the image is not even on there. It's not optimized at all. So let me get this clear. This website, if we go to the dashboard, okay, has no plugin. It only has the Bricks theme. This website has just Elementor Pro. No optimization plugin. It has got some of the experiments, you know, the DOM and all of that. It has got them. 6284 versus 100 and 100. Wow. Like, wow. Okay. Serious. Wow. So I want to make a conclusion now. I love using Elementor. I know what I'm doing. And what I mean by that is, client has a problem or we need to do something. I can visualize the solution or how I'm going to tackle it before I've even turned on my machine. And away I go. Away I go. I can do it. With bricks, I'm not there yet. But that's because it's the first time I've used it. This is the first time I've used bricks. Literally, you could see me going, what about this and what about that? Right? The interface is different, right? You know, I mean, look, you don't now have the, let's just increase this. You don't have the advanced tab. Most of it is now in the style or the content. It's mixed up a bit, but you kind of get used to it. You now have stuff in your settings for like social media and SEO, which you would have done with rank math. How does this work versus rank math? That's another video I'll have to do one day, won't I? How does it compare in what you do? Rank math gives you so much more, but is this a one-size-fits-all page builder? Same with the social media aspect. What are we playing with here? It's quite exciting. And this is only version 1.4. Version 1.5 had more fixes and stuff added to it. Where's this going, right? So overall, with bricks, I think over time, you could get used to it in what it does and how it does things. I'm still comfortable using Elementor. But over time, bricks could develop and become something where sometimes I go, yeah, for that website, I'll use Elementor. For that website, I'll use bricks. The thing that has got me very, very excited at the moment is the SEO built in. The fact that you're hitting 100. Can you just understand that for a moment? You're hitting 100 on the mobile and desktop. And that is the most simplest hero banner I could create, right? You're going to go, oh, it's really simple. Yeah, but on Elementor, I was nowhere near 100 on the mobile. On the desktop, well, it was 84. It's crazy. I think it's crazy. The price is, remember what the pricing is. We did that right at the beginning. Is it worth investing? Well, if it's $199 now for unlimited websites, one day the cost will go up. It's gonna. Things happen, right? They've already said it's $250, but they're doing a discount to $199 now. A lot of people did not buy the Elementor 199 with 1,000 licenses, and then a year and a bit ago, when they increased the prices, they were like, "What?" For those of us grandfathered in, we don't care. We're happy. But is there big potential here? Because I know Paul Charlton, WP Tuts, he likes what they're doing at the moment. I know there's people that join our live chat. I will not name them. They know who they are. They really like using bricks as well. And I think there is a learning curve. There is a learning curve. Do not get me wrong. And there are some things on here which have got me a bit like, what? So if you know some of the stuff like the publish button, or if you set the style for the widget, you know, as a global widget, you know, you set it up in your page setting or wherever, in your settings, I can't remember where it was. Can you change it on the fly? So if I say every button is red, and then I add a button and I now want it to be blue, can I overwrite and create it blue? And I know that some people will say, yeah, with class settings, but what if I don't want to do that with class settings? I just want to do it on the fly. So I think there are room for improvement, and I might be wrong. It might just be the way I looked at it. But as a page builder, I think this has got legs. I think you might not want to miss out on investing early onto this. It's going to take a lot to get me away from Elementor. Let me tell you now, it's going to take a lot. But is there potential for this to become a beast in its own right? Is it that we are going to have like an equal dinosaur on the landscape that can, you know, rule the roost, or whatever you want to call it? Potentially, yes. And I'm going to say hats off to the developers. I think they have done a good job. I think it takes a while to get used to because I'm so embedded with how Elementor does stuff. But I think this has got legs. You make your own mind and your own decision up. Please do leave your comments. I don't know everything about bricks. So if you notice I made a mistake, put it in so that others can learn. If I missed a trick, let me know. If there's something that's already fixed or is on the radar, let me know. Please note that Bricks does have a roadmap on their website. So if you want to know what's going on, you can do. And I'm going to quickly pull it up here, Bricks Builder, okay? If you go over to their website over here, can you see here we have roadmap, right? So they are telling you what? They are telling you what they're working on, right? Integrating rank math. I just said rank math, didn't I? So that will be built in. Wow, I like rank math. That's going to be good. Back to top. You know, mega menu, conditional display logic, custom break. There's things coming on. And look, they also have this idea board, which I really like as well. Not the idea board, sorry. No, it is the roadmap. So if I go over here, I can say, let me tick mega menu. Look at that. I've voted it up. What about rank math? There you go. I've voted it up. So you get to be involved. We don't have that in Elementor yet. By the time this video comes out, maybe it is. I don't think I'll see anything before then. But that is good. I know what's going on. I really want a mega menu. Oh no, look, it's coming. It would be nice though if we had something that said, what does next mean? Next week, next month, next year, next decade. Whoa, my God. Right? So I think a bit of clarity maybe on when you say plan, even planned is a little bit open-ended, right? Planned for me would be like, actually, sorry, I've said it wrong. In progress means it's in progress next, and then planned is way down the scale. So this is what's coming up now. This is like being built in. But I would love to know, what does this mean and what does that mean? Are we talking about in the next 12 months, 6 months, whatever? Clarity like that would be great. Hats off to the developers, the designers, the stakeholders and what they're doing. They are going to grow for sure. I will be keeping an eye on them. I will play around with it whenever I get a chance. I am an Elementorist. You can tell from the videos and stuff I do, but I will be keeping my eyes on this Bricks Builder because the foundations are there. And sooner or later, it's going to start building up 2, 3, 4, 5 stories high and start to challenge or compete with the big boys. The big boys. Right. Okay. Take care, everyone. I hope this video was intuitive. It's my first time looking at bricks. I hope you like, subscribe, share, and follow. And I'll see you soon.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring.